I think yesterday we have seen about how to do an app exchange. A quick overview let me give. Um, App exchange is a product where from a Salesforce, so they provide you a couple of applications which will be helpful to the people who are trying to install in order to do some use cases which they don't want to build re again. So they try to use it the existing features which were the people have built. So they like as a product based company, many such consultants they try to create an application. So they publish an app exchange, like how generally you see iPhone, Android, or Microsoft. So they have their own play stores. So from there we try to download useful application to our either phone or systems. The same way, even Salesforce also has such useful play stores. So where the play store named is App Exchange. From there you can download the apps which are relevant to your applications. For example, maybe if you have to deal with something with the payments, or you have to deal with something a custom components. So those all are existing in App Exchange. All you have to see is whether that is a paid version or a free, or it is useful to you. How much is subscription free? So these things, if you just get connected with them, it'll be easy enough because everyone who have a subscription based fee would be there per license per user. So some cost they would be put for in sometimes of different applications or a complex application when you're trying to install. So everyone has their own way of protecting their applications. So while you do all this stuff, how do these guys manage saying that hey, I'm a paid version, and I say giving a description of only 1 year I'll be giving free, and thereafter no. So how do this all they manage this? Something like we have a managed and unmanaged package. So that chapter we're going to look into Salesforce packages. So what is managed package? Unmanaged package will deep dive in and check in. So unmanaged package will it doesn't have it doesn't expire basically. Why? Because unmanaged package is something like a source code where you're trying to give to the open source. Where you can see the code whatever they built in using in the unmanaged package. If it is a managed package, so that they have wrapped it, so you cannot see what actual logic they have written. You cannot see. Maybe configuration items you can see, but the logic, Apex classes, triggers, and some of the stuff they written, they cannot see this logic what is been written. So likewise, yesterday when we tried to um, after installation of two things yesterday we installed. Let me show you. So one is the recruitment app I've installed. So I think I have given a links. You can just play with the recruitment app how it works. The another one is lightning sharing. So this component I've installed. So look at this. There is a button of managed installed, and they don't have any managed here, and it says app exchange ready. It's passed, and it is not applicable at all. So what do you mean by this? So this particular application which they built, they have wrapped into a managed package, and they are published for a Salesforce for a review, and the review they have passed it. So that's the reason it is passed here. And moreover, it's a managed package. That means the creator of this application, they are controlling it. When you say release a version, maybe I don't know 100 or what version we are into. So when they started, they would be started with one, two, three so far, and every time when the versions are coming, we just keep updating them. That means we don't have an access to 100. Go check what is the version to go modify the code to ourselves. So that options we don't have. It's all the version OS we're getting update. We're simply updating in our OS in our phone. Same way for Windows also. Any update comes, we just simply go click on update. So that's all we do. We don't get any source code to check what is the update it is. That's getting.
Yeah.
So in that case, we say it is a managed package because the versions are controlled by the creator of the application, like how Windows or the Apple or any OS developers you all see. So they are the one who They are the creator basically. So we are using those applications and OS, and we're getting simply an update saying that update the versions. In any applications, it is not only for the OS. Any application that you have installed to your mobile, it asks for update the app, so it gets a new version. So you're gonna click on update, so we just automatically update the latest version, so that the creator, whatever he has made a change, will all the way it will flow to our phone, and we try to update those categories. So all they fall under to the managed. It is the open world, they call as managed package, and they are maintained the versions. So that's the reason we say it as managed and unmanaged. So how do we do it? So let's try to create a package. So you guys have to do when you have done applications ready, and that time you need to add to the packages. So let's do how do we create the managed and unmanaged package? We'll see. Go to the package, any of the package usage we have. Let's see. So we don't have any package. Package uses summary request. So if you try to install something and you request for the summary, and whatever the request is based, it will try to create a link where that link you can download. So we'll come to this later. First we have to create a package. Now, if you say Java or any other applications, they call as package. So do you know what does it mean by package there? Charles, no problem. A package means what? It contains a couple of things. Even if you say a simple layman terms, hey, pack this and get it out. So in a pack, you can have a maybe it's like a bundle. You have something presented to it, maybe one or more items, something you are been wrapped with. So we call it as a package in the layman terms. Same way here also, we are wrapping with a couple of items, which is how an app would be useful for us. For example, apps will have a collection of objects and the respective tabs and fields, labels, layouts, reports, and so many things associated with this. So we try to create a package Y in order to take this whole bundle and install it into some other application. Today we see in two install application if you see, so they also come along with the a bundle, right? So they also came in a format of package. I'll show you. They also have a view components. See, for recruitment app, if you see view components, you're seeing this many things. Of course, when I want to add the recruitment app, so it'll get all the collection of items and then put into one gather, and then it says these are the items we have. So we can easily create unmanaged package. Why? Because if we don't give any namespace, see this is unmanaged package. You can see guys, recruitment app is unmanaged package. You can have the version and whatever it is. In unmanaged package, what is the problem is the creator of the applications he created it, and he has been set for open world. Okay, it's a free. Anyone can go modify your source code according to what the creator has created, and you have your own independent code also. You can modify to your end your system, whatever you can do it. Now I can play around with this and I can modify whatever I can do. Though I have installed, but still I have an ability to go modify, change, do something what I want. So unmanaged package is the one that allows you to do stuff. But what is the failure here is if a creator is trying to do a new activity and is saying that hey, new version we are trying to load release. So whatever you have built the pre-existing one onto the existing stuff, already modified the code, right? Now you are updating the same thing, will overwrite all the values with the new what the creator has been sending over. So he allowed you to say modify the code. You modified it, and he says new version is coming in. So these whatever you have modified the code, you cannot migrate to the new logic which is coming in. So that's the way you don't agree to upload the or update the new versions. So there would be a conflicts in some time. It's all depend again. So you would modify the logics to according to the new versions, or you neglect the new updates which is comes in, or the creator won't give update at all. So only one time he created. So thereafter anyone is interested, they can carry forward. That's the strategy of unmanaged package. Is getting
Yeah.
now when I try to go to a package manager here, and then so we see options here. It's package types allowed as unmanaged only in our organizations. Why? Because we not prefix any namespace for this organization. That's the reason we don't have a managed package to be created. So what is namespace? If you come here, see for the previous, we have unmanaged package and package both we have. So I'll show you what package contains. Now let's see namespace prefix lightning sharing. So there's a namespace they have created. Open it. Look at this. So publisher itself is a Salesforce. Namespace prefix is lightning sharing, and when it came to the version is Spring 20, and the first installed version is this, and the current version is this. So in managed package, what happens is every time when the creator is trying to keep updating, you can see the versions keep changing here, and the type is would say managed here. For a managed package, you should have a namespace prefix. So why this they wanted is because it says uniqueness of your application. When namespace prefix, it's uniqueness of the application. Like no one can create the same, or let's say your install managed package will have account objective thing and or account objective thing. So when you try to install, the existing configuration of our account and the contact would be impacted. Why? Because you're trying to override our existing features of whatever the out of box accounts and contacts we have. If I try to override them, then it's a big crazy thing. So that's the reason what to do is we try to prefix like LTNG sharing underscore account. So that way, that particular entire object would be a new object. Like our custom objects are there, same way it will be. So we don't worry about whether your standard object is present with the same name or not. Like say tomorrow I'm trying to create a claim object. So if what if claim is already present in Salesforce? So if I just have lightning sharing underscore contact underscore C, so then it's a custom object completely. So no one will have these prefixed with LTNG sharing. So that's the reason they say namespace prefixed. Let's say a component that will understand. So let's say these are the different set of components we have. Let's get into few. So let's say private test object they've given. No? That's a private test object. Look at this. Namespace is prefixed and private text object. Though you have the same object in your organization, still installing of this particular application would never have any issues because private same object if we have though, but we have prefix with this. So that way, so this entire new thing would it will be new to our object. Though the same object its type is present still in our organization. We don't care because the name itself is entirely will have a namespace like this. So hold together this is a new object. ABC underscore private. If you see ABC is nowhere present in our it's basically the API name itself has got changed. If you see private test object and this only a word is matching here. That doesn't mean the entire thing is matching. So likewise any fields also if you see okay these are standard object fields. Hmm. So everywhere if you see the same thing. And what I'm trying to say is in a managed package, if you prefix name, each and every component will have prefix. So then it won't override with any other guys. The lightning sharing underscore account if we have, so we don't care. Account is there, fine. But we have a prefix with this. So then it's completely new object for the system. Okay, so that's about the managed package. So let's try to create a package first. So in this package, what I'm gonna do is, so I have a restaurant application, right? So restaurant tomorrow, I'm just wanted to um, create this application and I say um, MCD restaurant. So this is a package which is type guys to get this unmanaged. because I don't have any prefix set here in this org so far. So that's the reason it says unmanaged package. I think the problem with unmanaged so unmanaged package is pretty easy, but you give open source code to the world. People are trying to utilize you, and then you're trying to work on it. So maybe the creator is not putting effort only one time of his history. So when he bothers of the second time, so it will be pain for other guys. So what he does maximum, he does one time. Whatever the application that he want, he creates, and then he tests everything, and then deploy to the um, review for a Salesforce. And majority of these today's which is coming is not unmanaged package. All are packaged only. All are packaged only. If still people has also unmanaged package because they're helping us to give a source code to manage our own end. Only one who wanted to share the code or would make it as an open source. So those guys are making as unmanaged package. That's absolutely the correct thing. A correct statement. Okay. So now I don't have any namespace prefix in our application. So MCD restaurant I said unmanaged package has been open. Now look at this guys. Whatever I'm trying to go to add the components, it will be adding, and I can publish this, and I can get the installation link how we yesterday we got from App Exchange. So let's say we go get it now. It given me installation link. Same thing I can get it and ask you guys to install this application to your org also. So let's say tomorrow you guys have been working on your applications, right? So you can make as a kind of manage or unmanaged package, and you can add to this package and you can generate the link. And that link we can install each other's. So entire things what you have done it will come to our org. So entire thing what I've done it will go to your org. So it's just like wrapping it up and then making some installation link, and then we making other people's to work on it or to install other things. If you create as an unmanaged package, is of course if Tushar is wrapping car sales and then it will come to me and I can modify as my wish after installing the cars model application.
Okay.
The same thing what you're doing is you're wrapping it up and then submitting for Salesforce review. So there's a couple of other procedures when you want to do for a Salesforce review. So you take this installation ring, you have to document what is working, you have to explain flows, what has been there, and a couple of things you have to do, and you have to submit for app exchange review. And Salesforce teams they review the code by installing the application link to the system and check whether we have aligned with all the norms of coding standards and other things. So then to the give app exchange pass. App exchange is ready something which is not given. App exchange is something for pass we given no for the lightning sharing application. So that means that particular is in the app exchange board has been reviewed and given a pass statement to them. So once it is passed, so automatically that particular application will be published into the open app exchange world. So where anyone can go download them. So why so many applications should be there in app exchanges? It depends on the scenario. People are trying to come and utilize the an application. So the smarter way is need not to keep creating again new things. Whatever is created, utilize them quickly and then start moving on. So that's the best case. If they price you, okay, if your company is earning some amount onto that, using that particular application, your company is earning still more revenue, then it's a good place to invest. So where you are already into a debts and then you wanted to check for some other applications to install again, add more cost to your organization is a pain. So make sure whatever the application that you're choosing, which should be useful eventually to generate a revenue for you, or at least it is helping you to make some easy job. So that way only you have to invest on app exchange products. Okay, anyway, MC restaurant, McDonald's restaurant, and one is package. I'm trying to add the components here. Add the components. If I directly give as McDonald's and I say add to package, so whichever so far we have been termed to the MCD application, all the components associated will be added here. What are things we have? I have mhm, staff. Hey, Tushra, you're creating your applications here in the, or I have created it.
But
staff. I
I
would,
didn't create.
okay, no problem. For testing purpose or maybe for explanations, I would have created at the very beginning, because you also have staff, right?
Not me.
Not
I
okay.
Gemsil
have
has.
stuff. I have
Gemsil
stuff.
has.
Okay, Jamsil, you are getting a staff object in these or
No, I don't have credentials
mm,
for the org at all.
no, you don't have? We've given very
No,
big.
I think I've taken it's there, but I have not logged into this org at all.
Okay, so for explaining of training purpose, I would have taken staff object.
And
No
mine is
problem.
Deno staff or something like that.
Yeah,
I
I think
think you created a staff object when you were
yes.
creating custom object. I mean,
Mm,
explaining custom objects. I
oh,
think so. I
yes,
remember.
yes, 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 yes. Correct. For McDonald's, we need to require a staff also again. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So now currently only one object we have called as staff, and then what are things? What are the different types we have? See, look at this list. We have page layout. I have custom object. I have custom fields. I have app. I have actions. All this I have tab. I have. So by this way, we have a couple of items here. So this is relating to only to staff and tabs and applications. All that we have. So tomorrow, if you have more bundles like for this restaurant application, so you would get so many things. So let's say um, if I just go back here and I say I don't want this app, you remove it. So no package is there here. So for that particular entire component is removed. Now again I click on add and I say recruiting. Recruiting is an unmanaged package, so I can use utilize them whatever the way which I would like to. So the moment I add the recruitment tab, so look at this. So many objects we got it. Custom objects listed and their respective objects will be added. Fields will be added and their respective layouts are added. So look at this. It's a whole applications we got them. Is getting so these we have made as unmanaged package and then we can upload them. So if I just try to click on upload, though I have installed from somewhere else, I'm again using to myself saying that these restaurant applications we are trying to expose now. Hmm? We are trying to expose as a free for the people. So we say version name. This is not absolutely mandatory. So we can give them whichever the way which we require. I say okay now from spring 2021. We are entering the versions. So you want to give username and a password with the moment when you wanted to launch these applications. Yes, you can give it. Any description you have, you can give it. Any URL for a product explanations, how it works, how to install, you can give them. And who are the profiles who are required to, or which are the objects required to deal with in the future state. Any of the standard objects are required. So they are all asking you to do with. Um, what are the object permissions that you wanted to give while you are wanted to upload this application? So they're asking you that also. No problem. So let's upload this stuff. So what did I do? I went to package manager and then I tried to create new package and I try to upload the recruitment application. In the recruitment applications, we have a bundle where the application has a couple of objects, all that we've wrapped and we try to upload. So upload complete. So then we have this link. If anyone copies this link, just try with this. Anyone try with this link, it will try directly take you to the installation file. So where you guys can install your applications. The same recruitment applications could be installed in your org. So let me go to chat window. Don't, I mean, you just try to enter this URL, the link which I'm trying to give, and it takes to the login page. If you have already logged in, give a login and get in. It says, do you want to install this app? So either for you or for all only for admins. So that questions would come. Just check it.
This app can't be installed.
Look at this. I clicked on this admin.mcd.com. So it is asking me, okay, what is this, what they're saying? There are problems that prevent the package being installed. Package and subscriber namespace collision. Installing package namespace and Oracle
Yeah,
namespace cannot be the same. So I think you are trying to install this application to the same org. Well, basically, I've logged in with the McDonald's too, and they're only created the package. How can we create there only? So that's the reason
I
it's saying.
didn't. I mean, I'm not there in your org. I'm
So
in my org.
have you installed the recruitment application?
No, I didn't.
Not able to install. It's giving the same thing.
Hmm. No, not this one. I'm looking for installation package link. Where? This is the one. Copy. Okay, when I give this, it says this is the install package and this ID of that, and I need to represent. So do you guys remember any? Oh, okay.
Any username? Any users?
Yeah.
I can give you.
Let me check once again. I have the other R, right? Let me check that.
Okay.
Where I use for training purpose. This is it. Admin@sysintellect.com. Admin at sys. Okay, sysintellect has been installing. Logging in. Look at this. So what I did is I tried to install the sysintellect. So it is asking me what if existing components and names conflict with this package. Do not install. I say install for all the users. So who is the name? Look at this. App name is okay. Sorry for this, guys. MCD restaurant. I've created the app name and then I'm just giving a recruitment here. Correct? Install MCD restaurant app. Just getting
No, what happened?
the problem is which I tried to. No, it works pretty fine there. It can install. I'm installing here. I've added the package of recruitment and I've named it as restaurant.
Oh, okay. You have to name it recruitment only, then only we can.
No, not like that. Yeah, I can install now also. See, I got the link here. Install MCD restaurant app. So what conflicting is me is I have said that is a restaurant app, but restaurant app is not there. In the button, I changed it to recruitment application.
Recruitment, yeah.
Okay,
So no
got
problem.
it.
Anyway, we are just for trial. We are doing it. It generated me a link also to install the application. See, the pack is now available to install the application. Use URL below to publish. Go to the app exchange. They're saying log on with your publisher logins. So we'll have a publisher login to get the access, and then we submit this for review. So this link along with some documents will send for review. So they
So
verify.
once that link is installation link is generated, anybody can install the package who
Yes,
has the link.
yes, yes. See, that's how I'm just giving to. So essentially another R, and that guys are trying to install. Let me try to install completely.
Okay. No, we are getting error, right? This we're not able to install the app, something like that. So I was just
So just try with
asking.
incognitive and just completely watch it at the top. It should be login.salesforce.com. It should not switch to any other R name.
Okay.
So how I sent you the link? Let me see in the chat. Yeah, it is the same link. Copy to the incognitive, and in the incognitive you try to give a username and a password. So let's check that it takes to the installation link, and it should install it. Same thing which
Okay.
I did. See here, hey, installation complete. Also here it says,
Okay.
and look at the name. App name it is given. Who is the publisher? McDonald's is the publisher I just gave. So we are in a different R. Look at this name of the app, publisher, which version I given, and that everything is says, and finally it says installation complete. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that way we have uploaded a package and then we try to install this also. So it worked out. So this is unmanaged package. Now again I can go to sysinternally and then check what is this app is doing. Again it's a recruitment application. Since we are here in the sysinternally 3 and then just look at this. M City restaurant and app action is ready, not applicable. Something we have passed here. That means so they have submitted for review and then they got them. So managed package will always have this icon. Unmanaged we don't have that icon. So let's go to this application which we install and view components. So whatever so we upload there, everything got here along with the package and the components. Just getting so McDonald's
Mm-hmm.
is the publisher and restaurant is the description and it's unmanaged package and version we are given this. So this is all together. Whatever we try to create in our personal R, whatever we try to upload as MCD, the same thing they got a Spring version, package name, same thing that everyone got there. So now I don't want to make our installation package manager, which we have, to an managed package. If I do though, each and every object that will be prefixed with actually, if I give a namespace prefix and I say packages to be managed, I can give them this and make it as a managed package. Anytime I can make it as a managed package. Once you make a managed package, what your thing is, you're allowed only one managed package in the Salesforce.car. If you would specify package now, please select it now, and rather than do this, select now. Why they're saying you're allowed only one? Because it's a free developer or they cannot allow you to multiple managed packages to create. And moreover, namespace is why they're saying you see register namespace. So we have to register the alphanumeric from 115 characters here. So that distinguishes our package name. So namespace
So
is
that should
global.
be unique, like across the Salesforce, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Your
That
namespace's
is
prefix
great.
must be globally unique across the
Oh,
Salesforce.com. So that's the reason they're giving 15 digit for you and automatically prepended. Following are the two underscores we would be prepended with. The entire desired namespace prefix is below. Click check and then let's say MCD tester. This namespace is available. So we'll give such name MCD tester. If it's a product, they will be giving a proper product name. So whatever. So if I do this prefix and then I do the same activity, so then the managed package should be created. And I don't want to take this risk because so each and every object would be custom object would be prefixed with MCD tester underscore. Any custom object, any custom fields all will be prefixed with this. And your Apex class also would be prefixed with this. Triggers also prefixed with this. The entire org with the prefix name would be prefixed with this. Then what happens you think? Select name from staff, it is not. Select name from MCD tester under underscore staff under underscore C, it is like that. So your object query also would change. Is getting
Mm-hmm.
label wise they look like same. It just like staff. For example, if I'm saying about an example of custom object called staff, so their API name how it will be is MCD tested now. If after I change this and to the namespace is prefix MCD tester underscore and then staff underscore C. So that's how the API name would be changed for each and every custom op components that we've created so far here in this R. So tabs also would be your fields also would be your objects also would be your classes whichever you created there, triggers, each and every custom things which you created all would be prefixed with this name. So what would be other side of the pane is so too many things you have to keep these names. So I'm good with the unmanaged package. Same thing I can do with the managed package. Always have to prefix with this in any of the querying conditions or any statement that we provide. Um, I think there we can stop for managed package versions. If still want, we can take a risk. We can do it. So then thereafter we can't use much on this org where it will be completely managed package. For development purpose, I think not required. If you are really working on a managed package scenario, of course we can check the availability and we can make the selections. If I do a selection, no one can stop me. Then every object would be turned out. So we'll do this when we're coming to a lightning applications. That time we'll try to prefix and then try without it. Of course, we have to prefix something here. Only then your lightning application will load. So that time will come back here. So once it is a managed package, you'll be able to see your applications are having a managed package logo there, like how we have in this application. So these are the managed package logos. Under them, if you create, so this whenever it is managed, they are not open sourced. Whenever it's managed, they are open source. Look at this restaurant application. Someone who created, I've installed, and the same thing I uploaded, and I'm publishing it off. But this and all you cannot take to sales to saying that please publish me. Why? Because we are not even connected by around. It is somewhere taken a copy, and it's a classic application. So, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry if my son
No
is
problem. No,
here.
no problem.
Joshua, don't do that. So it's like deployment is not only in production as per me, it is like different environments we do the deployment. Even in the local, we do the deployment. It is making an application like function, making application functionable, or like totally in working condition.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So that's my point. So always we don't do a deployment directly to production. So we have a roadmap where we have to go from the development to testing and testing to UAT and UAT to production. So a couple of roadmaps we have, and then we just reach to the production. So why we have these many strategies, if you think? So basically, we wanted to what is it? Pass all the bridges and then minimize the errors and get into the production. So that's the reason we have too many things to deploy.
Okay. Hello.
1 second, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm back. Deployment something. Let me see. Deployment document. Right. So not the deployment document I was looking for. Yeah, this is one I was looking for. Guys, are you able to see my screen? Hello, Jimsil or Tasha?
Yeah, I'm able to see your screen.
Okay, this is
Able to see my screen?
what's happening at the background. Ice cream?
No, he was saying I'm able to see my screen.
Dashu, go, Dashu, go. He's so excited.
How many year old is it?
4 in April.
Oh, before 4. Oh my god.
Dashu, go to Tati.
Nice. Just too excited. So let him get into the Salesforce training class then.
He's in the dinosaur training class right now.
Dinosaur class.
Yeah, he likes dinosaurs.
Yeah. Same, my nephew also does that. So I have to play dinosaur role for him.
What?
Dashu, please, so smart.
Okay. So so if you see this is a deployment cycle they have. So you can have too many developers who are working on a one area. So they what they do is so they try to put into the QA and then it goes to the UAT and then it goes to the production. So sometimes they say it as a partial copy or a full copy. So we'll explain that now. So what I mean by partial copy is so once in 5 days or once in maximum once in 5 days you can refresh the R from the production. So let's take this example and then explain on it what is we doing. To this let me take an example and then take to paint. Okay. So too many developers are working on to the integrations and we say partial copy here. So what do you mean by partial copy? The point number one is partial copy. What it indicates once in 5 days we can refresh the components or and partial data from production. So refresh means in the sense whatever the logic that we have deployed to the production and also the data that we have there in the production we can refresh back to the QA. That's a production. I mean whatever the environment where we tested we say. And the capacity is of 5 GB. This our capacity is 5 GB. Now there's a full copy. Yes, these are sandbox names. Full copy sandbox, partial copy sandbox, all the sandbox names. Once in, I think 29 days, once you can refresh it. the components and data from production. But data wise, not only the data. So full copy is exactly the copy of prod. Is it exactly the copy of prod? If prod is 100 GB, you don't care. The full copy also will be 100 GB of data we have. If prod is having A to Z applications, A to Z components, whatever you have, the full copy also will have A to Z components. It's just the mirror copy of the production we say it as a full copy sandbox, and they rename it as they name it as actually UAT. Why? Because so whatever you do a failure in the production, the same should be failure in the UAT as well. So very rare scenarios something would work in production and not in UAT, or something work in UAT not in production. It depends on the versions which is Salesforce released for the sandboxes and for the production. Always sandbox has the latest versions of updates than the production. All the sandbox people are know which are they using it. If they're okay, only then at the final stage it goes to the production. Like same. Now some version which is like 50 is the version to migrate to 51. So 51 is the version which is currently running on first sprint 2021, I think. So prior to that, still in the production we have version 50. Now whatever the Apex class that you create here in sandboxes, which is a 51 version, you have to make sure that is a 50 version. Only then you can deploy. Why? Because version should match. Your production org is having 50 version, and the components which are deploying 45, 30, 35, it is all fine, because anyway for the production version you compared, it is lower rate, lower numbers. If production itself is 50 and you are deploying 51th component version, so then that time it will say conflict. But our production is lower now compared to you. Make sure you are equal or less than that. Is getting.
Yeah, yeah.
So any new releases which is comes in, first it goes to sandboxes. So today we are working with you thing. It is a developer org, right? So like there's some developer sandbox would be created, and that sandbox is where the version, let's say 51 would be there. You are developing all the components. So make sure when you try to develop deploy to the production. So what is the difference that we have is 2 weeks of difference we'll have, or 3 weeks of difference we'll have maximum. Your sandbox is updated as 51. Your production is in 2 weeks. It will be updated to 51. In meanwhile, you do a development stuff, other things you do. When the production is made to 51, so you can deploy the components of whatever the latest thing to there. Or else you have to downgrade to the versions, whatever the sandbox of the new components to 50, and then you have to deploy to the equivalent versions of to the production. Okay, now when I say about the refresh from the prod, that means the components and the data we're trying to refresh. So in your entire R, only one partial copy you can create, only one full copy you can create. Up to 50 sandboxes, this guys allows, including the production. Okay, we can say um, up to 50 sandboxes, excluding production skills. Up to 50 sandboxes we can create per hour. Is it getting up to 50 sandbox we can create per hour? Now, types of sandboxes, if you see, we have a couple of them. Um, Types of sandboxes. What are the ways that we use it? So we have developer sandbox. So we can call this developer sandbox. It's for common for all developers. We use the same sandbox. Developer pro sandbox we have. So why this developer pro we have is, again, it can have few other components present to this, and can have combined of multiple sandboxes data can we have here. So some additional features compared to normal developer sandbox. See the problem with the developers, all the sandboxes they don't have a test data. That's the problem. Test data means what you have tried in the normal sandbox one. So same on sandbox two when you have all this data will not be copied to there. You don't even though you do deployments of restaurant application, whatever you do from one hour to another hour, but the data whatever you are testing it, so will not be available in the developer sandbox too. So again, what I'm trying to say is, let's say we are working on McDonald's org. There is another org called Sysently, another org we have just now installed. So let's say these are the two different docs we have. So one is the dev, another one is the dev sandbox we think, another one is let's say it's SIT we think, SIT or QA or we think. I want to move from one component to the here. Maybe I have moved here, but when I open the restaurant application there, or sorry, when I open a recruitment application there, so the data which I created in the McDonald's R will not be residing here. So we have to create every time data. That's a big pain here in the sandboxes. It's absolutely only for the component deployment, not for the data. Data we have to data load it. I mean we have to do um, we have to upload the data to respective objects and for testing purpose. All the sandbox are used for testing purpose only. So then we have partial copy, and then we have full copy. I just put SB sandbox full copy sandbox. Now these many types we have. The problem here is now. So when you as a company you just go to the Salesforce and ask, boss, I wanted to sign up. So that time only one login they will give you. That is the protection arc. From there you are trying to create these many sandboxes. You're making a partial copy, full copy, all that you're doing from the production version only. So if you think where are these boxes we are creating it all, if you think it's always you creating the productions. So where is the production? So you today you logging with login.salesforce.com. That's a production. So login with login.salesforce.com and the first paid version. So sometimes I think you guys, if you not logged in with developer, sorry, not created the org with developer.salesforce.com. If someone created the trial org, and they would be trying to migrate to the production of the versions, whatever, to the paid version. Paid version could be we say that you have which type of edition, unlimited edition, enterprise edition, whatever the edition they have. Let's say unlimited edition. So in this unlimited edition only, they give you 50 sandbox to create. So if you are enterprise edition, so they may have given you something like, okay, let's say 5 sandboxes you can create. I'm sure about the unlimited edition can have 50, but not sure about the enterprise. Um, could be 5 sandboxes. That's a guess. You can check it. So what we are doing is in the production or when we try to purchase the unlimited edition, let's assume. So we got 50 sandboxes. In the production only you can create the sandbox. And then from there only you try to manage giving connections establishment for each orgs. Let's say the first one you're trying to create dev sandbox of type, sorry, so you're gonna give the name as, I think we are doing for restaurants, right? So MCD and hyphen dev. This is a sandbox name you're giving, and what is the type you're giving this? It's a typography of dev sandbox. The another one which you're trying to create another sandbox in the production only. So we will say MCD and hyphen QA. So we can have this with different versions. And the type which you choose is, let's put this type. Type is dev sandbox. You're typing here, type is um, dev sandbox. We may not use pro often, so we use dev sandbox only, QA. And then, so according to this diagram, these guys are using partial copy. Yes, we can go with the partial copy also. See, partial copy, full copy, all we get into the unlimited editions. Only partial copy we get in the enterprise edition. We don't get a full copy versions in the enterprise edition. Enterprise is little more lesser price compared to unlimited edition. Only for the unlimited editions we get that UAT. So that time we chose type as partial to full copy. So MCD dev QA UAT. Dev QA UT, and then finally we move to production. Is getting? Actually, we created from a production only to this many developers, this many sandboxes, and each and every place we tried to create a components and we tried to migrate from one place to another place. That's basically called deployment. Now, how do I know that whether I can move from one place to another place? So you make a connection establishment in the production, saying that saying that, so dev can flow to, sorry, mcd dev data can flow to mcd qa. So this type of connections already made, where from mcd qa can be accepting the changes which is come from dev, and again mcd qa, whichever the data they are pushing, so that goes to uat, and again mcd uat to prod. So this type of connections already you have to do an establishment from one out to another hour. Only then you can move the components. You're trying to upload the components, right? Then you can move it. How did we do for a package? All the components we added and we tried to upload it. So the moment we uploaded it, it went for the open URL and generated link for us. In order for a development like this, using the kind of actual development for an enterprise editions. So where you want to move your development code from one or to another or sandbox like this. So when you click on upload, that time it asks you to which org you want to deploy, because you are developing in a sandboxes. Currently, we are in a developer environment where it is a login.salesforce.com itself is a production. From a production, something you try to upload the packages, it goes for the app exchange review. Why? Because it is a production. We assume that is a final product which you have been not developed of. Using all the sandboxes you created, we think that it is a production, and we can't have a testing there also. What I'm trying to say is, any components you try to add in your dev environments, you upload it. The next question is to where you want to upload. If connection something that you establish like this, something MCD to dev or QA, so that would show. So you can choose that link and you can say upload it. So then something that we pushed from the dev to QA, in QA you can expect, okay, the incoming changes are the dev which has been pushed. These are the items. Then you can validate and you can deploy them. For this, we have the different things. We will talk about this. All I want to tell is, in the productions, we try to create sandboxes. We establish the connections there, and there only we try to make connections. Who are the things people are required, and when it goes to production, I mean, different sandbox also we try to create there only in the productions. So production is a key terms for everything. Only after production was been created, then we can create all the sandboxes stuff. And if there's unlimited editions, we can have a couple of sandboxes. If you have a 10 applications running on, so you may create a MCD dev. How did that create? So like that, you may create something. So ABC dev to ABC dev QA, ABC some other application that you're creating. Who knows? Yeah, I can show you the example of the flow, but that shouldn't be recorded because it's a production of original company, so we shouldn't record it. I can show that. Okay, yeah, so no problem. We can do it tomorrow also. But this is the high level that which I wanted to ask you. So you create a couple of sandboxes and then you move the codes from one area to another area. So deployments, I'll tell you how many ways we can do it. How many ways we can deploy the code or components. First thing is why through chain set.
Kant, one thing I wanted to ask was, this chapter, doesn't it make sense for us to do it when we actually do the coding and then do the deployment, or you're talking about application deployment only here?
Which one?
So this chapter where you're saying about all the stages and deployment and packages, right?
Mhm.
So the same. So right now for the applications you're telling us, so when we are writing the code in Apex also, it is the same flow, like
Same,
creating the
same.
package. Okay.
Everywhere it is same. I mean, whether
Okay.
you start or whether you are in end stage, all it is same. So no matter that, because this would be a more of a kind of theoretical, simple explanations. So that's the reason I wanted to say that, or giving an awareness. So you develop, how do you push to one or to another org? So all these things we're getting it now only.
And I have one thing, like, so you said we are creating dev sandbox, partial sandbox, and full copy sandbox, everything in the production environment itself, right?
From a productions we are creating, and this would be a separate. It's like from a parent, a number of child's been born.
Yeah, from production you're creating this, but when your new changes come, it comes from UAT staging to UAT, then to prod like, and then it goes to production, right?
Yes, yes.
Then how it will be like the other way? You're taking the branch from production and doing the other way, right? Here.
Always we go from branch and from the production. So masters only we try to create sub branches, right?
Yeah,
No,
but that is at the
if
first, in the beginning, I understand. But after that, when we have to, okay, for the next release, we always take from the production and then code on top of it, and then it goes from the dev, UAT,
so
staging,
that is the
everywhere,
reason
right?
I was talking here. So once you move from dev to QA, QA to UAT to production. So when you
Mm,
move from dev to QA, all the QA you do a lot of testings, and then you again the refined code again you will move to UAT.
right,
Again from UAT you do a couple of testings. If something errors, again you back to QA, and then again you
right.
deploy back to UAT. The latest
Yes,
again the refined one,
right,
and then the most of the refined one will go to the production. Correct?
right.
Which
The
is a
UA,
error free code will be moving to production. I
yeah,
mean the
whatever is in the production,
first flow I'm saying.
yeah,
So you have dev, from there you migrated to QA, again then you migrated to UAT. So any issues already fixed, and then you move to production.
right,
So once it is moved to production, we say that is a release we are doing it. A release R1. Okay, done.
right.
Now we think that is a release R1 is for 5 months or 6 months we work, and we say it's a stable. So then what we do is
Oh,
from a production, again we refresh back to till dev.
yeah, we
S-
cut the
this-
branch there and then we start developing a new code from that branch, from the production branch. Yeah, okay, that
From the
makes sense.
from the production again I may have a different called as MCD dev one, Q1, UAT2, UAT1, a different chain altogether. Maybe these are
Right.
all existing for prefixing the fixing the old bugs.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
more thing also people does is, so once it is moved to production, so I don't care about UAT, QA, dev what they have. So the
Mm-hmm.
entire of whatever the production version we have, will refresh to UAT, will refresh to QA, will refresh to dev. That means what production is having the latest code that has been moved till the dev.
Yeah, yeah, that
So
makes
that
sense.
will
Yeah.
have all the orgs will have a sync. to
Yeah,
production.
yeah,
All the also we have sent to production. So then we cannot question that, okay, we have changed in dev, we have changed in prod. No, not like that. It is refreshed
right,
from the production. So
right, right.
we would be coming from again back to here. Whatever it went from a production, we are refreshing back till the dev. So that
Yeah,
way, it is like it will hold the sync for sure.
yeah. Thank you. Makes sense.
Yeah. So well, I'll till this way. I'll put an arrow mark. I'll put an arrow mark here because refreshing is not in one place. It's in every place. You refresh and keep going to down. That way, each and every org is refreshed from prod. So that is the reason I was saying in how many ways, how many days you can refresh it. Partial copy only 5 days once you can refresh. You cannot keep refreshing them. Hearing this? Once in 5 days we can refresh. So once in 29 days we can refresh. Guys getting? Why? Because they have a components along with the data they hold it. Components means the metadata, Apex class, fields and objects, all that they hold, plus the data production data also they will flow in. Whereas general sandboxes, we don't have a data. So for them, we don't care. Metadata, if you want to refresh, every day you can refresh from prod. But what is use? We don't have any data. So refreshing a RAR, it takes at least half an hour to 1 hour. But you can do for without any data, if you like say a partial copy or a full copy, we can do it in every day. Okay, I'll just wind up on the saying how many ways we can do deployments. Chain set, which is I said it's an out of box where it has already been there in every org we can do it, but in free developer orgs we don't see chain sets. Moving from one org to another components we cannot do it. How we did a package, adding a component, all this we did. Same thing we have a chain set is also the same way. Just while trying to upload, it just asks you a question that okay, boss, from which org to which org you wanted to upload it, unless we made a connections in the production, else even that will not appear. Okay, this chain set is out of box we said, and again we have something like ant migration tool we have ant, mig- ant migration tool to do programmatically, and then again we are also have some packages to add and then push it on, or else we have Salesforce SFDX. So we have to come based on commands we push from one R to the another R. So again, using the VS Code, we are trying to do this stuff. And the fourth R, that there are so many tools that we have to move the components from one to another R. Like say one of the example which Flowsum, which I heard the tool. Flowsum is a UI based tool, helps to deploy one R to another R. So we'll talk about tomorrow about this more on, and I'll be explaining on the chain set what we're doing it. So other things are maybe not sense because we're not doing any programming stuff to deploy. Chain set is a simple one. Any people deploys in the latest state. Flowsum, if you have the paid versions, like how Flowsum is completely built on Salesforce only. They are a product of sales. I mean, how we create a sandbox, sorry, recruitment application. Same thing, someone has created the Flowsum application and they are publishing it. Now, for each user who logs in, they are asking to pay for it. So they have made some product where you can log into your org. So you can prepare a component. You can push from one org to another org. So that's a paid tool which is helping out to deploy components from one org to another org. So I'll give an explanation of what we can do with the chain set tomorrow and see how I'm just moving from basic dev to QA in generic state that I'll explain tomorrow. And then when we come to chain set, we have two types of chain set, inbound, outbound chain set. So that we'll discuss tomorrow. Any question, guys?
And you will show us the deployment thing
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but that is not a recorded one for sure.
Yeah, that is okay.
Because that, which is, I'm just using the live paid version,
Yeah.
which is of someone else. It's a copyrighted. Okay, so we'll see tomorrow. No issues.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you.
See,
Yeah.
see,
Bye.
bye.